Unlock the power of your mind. This is Provocative Enlightenment with Eldon Taylor.
Welcome, and thank you for joining us today. This is our last hour on Hay House Radio, an hour devoted solely to learning something more, not just about the world of shoes and ships and sealing wax, as my lovely bride likes me to say, but about how, what, and why we believe as we do. An hour for the open-minded, willing to challenge some of those old ideas behind what we think we know, who we are, and who we might become. I'm Eldon Taylor, and this is Provocative Enlightenment. All right, our chat room is open, and you can log on by going to eldontaylor.com/chat, where my partner Ravinder and her assistant Andrea will greet you. Now, this is the last episode of Provocative Enlightenment on Hay House Radio, but not our last show by any means. We asked Hay House for a 2-hour venue, but we were told the powers that be didn't want that kind of a format. We struggled with the decision to leave Hay House, but so many of you have repeatedly requested a 2-hour show that we finally decided to create one. Consequently, we will be launching our new 2-hour Provocative Enlightenment program this coming January on our new network. We hope that you will join us. Between now and the start of our new expanded show airing in January, we have something truly fantastic happening, something Ravinder dreamed up, so I'll let her tell you all about it. And Rav, please be clear and explain the difference between the upcoming events, such as the live online event that Hay House is involved with, or your baby, the Breaking Limitations teleconference, and so forth.
We do have a whole bunch of things coming up. We are going to have a very full fall this year with all the classes and everything else we're doing. Breaking Limitations is totally free. It is actually like an introduction to the extended Provocative Enlightenment. The difference between it is that we are having a focused topic. We've actually done this before. We did an entire series on life beyond death that is still available on Eldon's website. But the Breaking Limitations focuses around the idea of how did I get where I am and how do I get where I want to be. So you're going to be interviewing a whole bunch of people, getting their take on the one question, but it is really just the 2-hour Provocative Enlightenment that will be airing twice a week. So you get 4 times the amount of Provocative Enlightenment, just all based around the theme of breaking limitations. To register for that, simply go to the homepage of eldontaylor.com. We've got a nice big banner at the top of the page. You can click on that and go register. As I said, that is all totally free.
Now, that's the Telesummit, Breaking Limitations.
That's correct. You do that all over the computer, just like you do right now.
Okay.
Then we also have 2 other things that you're doing. You've got the live online event.
But you're going to limit it to just the 2 other, right?
Yeah, I know. We don't want to have everyone on overload here. You've got the live online event that Hay House is hosting for you. That is a 3-part series. I think it's an hour and a half each time. And you've also got your all-day workshop in Pasadena. Now, the 2 are actually going to be very similar, except that, of course, with the live online event, you don't get some of the interactive stuff that you'll have at the workshop. And at the workshop, you also, show videos, show clips, you show a whole bunch of stuff that we cannot do in the LOE. But if you can't come to Eldon's all-day live workshop in Pasadena, then the live online event is the next best thing. You'll be covering all the material from Choices and Illusions, which is his umbrella book to all of your teaching. It covers the mind programming. It covers the power of the mind and the power of belief and how you activate it and what the problems are. It is all very, very practical. Now, one of the cool things about the live online event is my sweet honey likes to give lots of value. So with the live online event, you will get a copy of Choices free of charge when you register for it.
Now, this is the new revised Choices, the hardback with the 5 additional chapters.
That's correct.
Okay.
you get the new one. Plus, you will get 3 Inner Talk programs as well. And he covers how to use the different programs as part of the course. So it's going to be very, very practical, using the science of the mind and giving you hard, solid tools. So each session of the live online event, you will get an Inner Talk program that you can start working with immediately. And then we'll come back and pick up and build on what you have learned so far. The entire value of all the freebies going out with a live online event is, I calculated that to be around $136. And right now, if you register, if you get the early bird registration for the LOE, it's under $100. So you get all of this tuition plus all of these additional freebies that are worth more. So you've actually got something like a $500 value coming out of this one, because it will be an intensive on all of Eldon's work. And the difference, as I said, between the live online event and Eldon's all-day Pasadena workshop will just be in the interactive element, and there is definitely advantages to that. So we'd love to see you live, but if you can't come live to Pasadena, then do join us for the LOE, and you can get all of that information directly from Hay House.
Okay, now we're going to give a free pass to the LOE, to the live online event, to every single caller today. Is that correct?
That is correct.
In addition to other things, but I just wanted to get that clear while we're out there. All right, every week I read some of your letters as our way of celebrating your input. Last week our show featured Dr. Dean Radin, and we discussed his latest book, Supernormal. Bill wrote, the amateur scientist at Spindrift Research called Dean Radin Dean Radar. He really picks up on the subtle things of the psychic and frames them in science where appropriate. Jane wrote, great show again, Eldon. I will be tuning in to you and Mrs. Claus next week for your final Hay House shows. Sniff, sniff. That's cute. Thanks, Jane. Jackie wrote, listen to your Hay House program every week. Love your no-nonsense approach. Great guess. Daisy wrote, enjoy your show, your mind, and your thoughts. Stephanie wrote, I love you, Eldon. Keep shining bright. Your work makes a huge difference in my world. Tamara wrote, thank you, Eldon, for your brilliance and excellence. Thank you for unleashing the good in people and releasing the ties that have kept us motionless. Your technology, articles, and books have enhanced my life tremendously. Well, thank you, Tamara. Karen wrote, so sorry to hear that next week is your last show on Hay House Radio. I hope I will be able to tune in somewhere else to hear your interesting conversations and wisdom. Thank you for sharing. Monica wrote, hi, Eldon. I love your talk show. You are intellectual, informative, and progressive. Glenn wrote, hey, Doc, I hear your show at Hay House is winding down. No, what a ripoff. I really enjoyed your controversial topics like politics and the other stuff. We'll look forward to your new address. Thanks. Well, thank you, Glenn. Controversy? We didn't ever cover anything controversial.
You're never controversial, are you, honey?
Loretta remarked, I started out listening to all the programs on Hay House, and I have to say honestly, Provocative Enlightenment is the only program I have programmed on my calendar to listen to. Diva Doc added, I consider this show a seminar for my intellectual and spiritual development. The other shows have fallen by the wayside. Corrine wrote, so sad you are leaving, but we'll follow your show wherever it lands. Thank you both for the fabulous shows at Hay House Radio all these years. Looking forward to many more. Jen wrote, I have listened to Hay House for years, but this is the only one I listen to faithfully, even if it is a rebroadcast. Kelly wrote, I have to say that Tuesdays just won't be the same without Provocative Enlightenment on Hay House Radio. But I will be following Eldon and Ravinder wherever they go. I can't wait to sink my teeth into the first 2-hour show. Elaine wrote, I consider the show a seminar for mental and spiritual growth. Eldon and you, Ravinder, do not bully or reign supreme, as not all but some do on Hay House. You are dedicated to questioning and thinking, and this decency is so lacking in other places in our world. Amit wrote, I really enjoy your shows and have learned a lot from them. I will miss the shows on Hay House. Now remember, Amit and everyone else, you don't need to miss us at all. No, please do join us instead. Provocative Enlightenment will continue just on a different network, and you will still be able to get it from anywhere in the world on the internet, not just through your traditional broadcast media. So be sure to register to receive my newsletter. This way you will get all of the details. All right, that's all the time we're going to take for letters today, but I do invite you to stay in touch by sending your email to Eldon at eldontaylor.com or by joining me on Facebook. We have a huge surprise for you with our first show in January, and I will share some of your comments and letters again then. And once again, we sincerely thank you for your continued support and feedback. Now to today's show, a momentary farewell to friends and a flashback on the past 3 years. You probably are all aware that radio hosts on Hay House are not compensated for doing their shows. Some hosts use their shows to sell their wares, and there's nothing wrong with that, for we all have to pay our bills. Indeed, from time to time, Ravinder and I have used this show to announce our new books or introduce you to Intertalk. That said, our chief aim with Provocative Enlightenment has been, will continue to be, to bring you shows that are informative, instructive, informational, and inspiring. And sometimes all of the above in one show. It is my conviction that you cannot become truly awake and aware unless you learn to know yourself. And that means understand the beliefs you have and why you hold on to them. Therefore, we have often employed Provocative Enlightenment as an investigative tool, probing the so-called edge of reason, philosophy, and science, particularly from the perspective of its impact on the state of being human. We hope that we have been faithful to our intention and to our obligation to everyone in our listening audience, for it has indeed been both our pleasure and privilege to bring you this show. As with any investigation, I have learned many things myself. We have turned back the nonsense and the airy-fairy puff and laid bare factual evidence and exposed ignorant biases and inconsistencies. We have also challenged the inappropriate use of science, particularly physics, and still found ourselves able to smash those theories undergirding the idea of an evolutionary mechanistic world randomly flashing into existence, only to fall back into the primordial soup of atoms, electrons, and the world of the subatomic. And as with last week and Dr. Dean Radin, we have made obvious many of the fallacies inherent in the so-called New Age, what I think of as misinformation, disinformation, myth, and pure unmitigated rubbish. What we have tried to do for 3 years on this program is untangle the many BS stories from the facts. As I have said before, in my opinion, the real miasma of the so-called New Age is the willingness on behalf of so many to believe anything and anybody that champions a favored position, despite evidence to the contrary. We have entertained some of the brightest minds on the planet, and we have been blessed with their contribution to our understanding. We have witnessed that even the skeptics accept the pragmatic vision implying service to our fellow mankind is our highest duty. We have chosen subjects from time to time and remained focused on them, as we did with our 22 Life After Death interviews that Ravinder mentioned earlier, and that are still available on my website. Consequently, we have firmly established the basis for confidently accepting not just a life after death, but a purpose to the journey here on earth. I hope you all have realized that you are your very own guru, and the answer to everything you want and need to know is within. I trust you have all borne witness to the fact that we are often our own worst enemy, and that to get past our own blocks, ego attachments, dissonance, and other interfering thought patterns, we must be willing to challenge even our dearest, most sacred beliefs. Otherwise, we remain the blind following the blind. Mindfulness is more than a cute idea. It is much more than simply meditating for a few minutes each day, albeit that's a great start. Genuine mindfulness is aware of every thought, sensation, and so forth, moment by moment in the eternal now. And now is more than only now, as some might claim. As Dogen, the founder of Zen Buddhism, might express it, we may experience only the present right now. But the present exists and is significant only in its relationship to the past and future. To ignore the moment that we live in is to lose reality, because all that is real is that moment. But to ignore the past and the future is to lose the meaning of reality. I'm reminded of a beautiful poem by Dogen. Being in the world, to what might it be compared? Dwelling in a dewdrop, fallen from a waterfowl's beak, the image of the moon. Now, Professor J. Garfield interprets Dogen as saying that our experience of being in the world compares to a dewdrop from a bird's beak, something delicate, impermanent, and unbelievably beautiful. Further, the moon is contained in this tiny dewdrop, just as being in the world entails containing the vastness of reality within us, but only momentarily. The deepest kind of beauty is that which reveals impermanence, because in doing so, it reveals the nature of our minds and reality. We can experience reality only if we grasp and celebrate the impermanence. All right, enough of my didactic form for the day, except for one more thought regarding the nature of it all that I must leave you with, taken from the book Red Mars by Kim Stanley Robinson. And it seemed to him as he drove on day after day that history was like some vast thing that was always over the tight horizon, invisible except in its effects. It was what happened when you weren't looking, an unknowable infinity of events which, although out of control, controlled everything. Okay, we have set aside this show to hear from you. We honestly want to know your thoughts about provocative enlightenment, or what many have nicknamed PE. PE. At first, I wasn't sure what I thought of that, but the more thought I gave to it, the more it resonated positively with me. PE to me has always meant physical education. Well, provocative enlightenment in many ways is and will remain a form of PE for the mind. As I said earlier, we have been blessed with many of the greatest minds in their field today. I don't want to slight any of them, but perhaps by way of helping you remember some, truly remarkable people like Lisa Gibbons, George Nuri, Lindsay Wagner, Linda Evans, Dee Wallace, Stuart Hameroff, Dan Ariely, Ariel Ford, Rupert Sheldrake, J.Z. Knight, Tom Campbell, J.J. Hurtak, Alex Lloyd, Darren Weissman, Tara Brock, Paul Davids, Karen Wyatt, Jillian Holloway, Larry Dossier, Giorgio Tsoukalos, James Von Prague, John Gray, Don Miguel Ruiz, Gene Houston, Raymond Moody, Debbie Ford, Harv Eckert, John L. Turner, Lynn McTaggart, Stanley Krippner, Lorna Byrne, William Paul Young, Congressman Tim Ryan, Karen Can, Bob Doyle, Ed Dames, James Stein, Melody Beatty, Bill Sweet, Elaine Clayton, Evelyn Weissman, and on and on and on. Over 250 shows right here on Hay House. And this is just a tiny reminder of the many, many guests. It doesn't even include our most recent ones. So what we'd like to know from you is, what did you like or dislike about Provocative Enlightenment. We invite you to call in now, toll free, 1-866-254-1579. And international callers, dial your country code, then 760-918-4300. We have a gift for every caller today. And in addition to the free ticket to the special online event, you can also choose whether it's one of my books or an InnerTalk program that you would also like. In fact, if you're unsure as to what program might work best for you, well, we'll be happy to help you with that as well. We want to take as many calls as is possible. So, if there is an issue, we may ask to speak with you off the air later in order to determine what program it is that you want, but we'll do our very best. Okay, Ravinder, you are known as Mama Claus, and Mama Claus is now in-house, ready to give the house away, I guess, pass out the gifts to all the callers. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Is there anything you would like to add to before we take a phone call?
We are just getting lots of comments in the chat room about people being sad that we're going, but we're not going. We are doing more. You just have to, as I said, register for the Breaking Limitations telecourse, and you'll get to hear a whole lot more. It'll be twice a week for 2 hours, so that's 4 times the amount of provocative enlightenment. Right,
and all those radio shows that we've done. You and I have been doing this now in this format for over 5 years. I go back to doing it, terrestrial radio, but all of those shows are on our website and our archives, and people can go there and they can review those shows as well. We should probably point that out.
That's correct.
All right, let's just jump to a phone call because we're going to run out of time otherwise. We'll just take them in the order that they arrive. We will go to Michelle from Spokane, Washington, where we are broadcasting from right now. Michelle, welcome to Provocative Enlightenment.
Thank you. Congratulations on getting a 2-hour show. That's going to be great.
Well, thank you.
I just wanted to say that I really like you because while you're extremely open to new ideas, you're so willing to call bull when you see bull, and I love that about you. So thank you.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very, very much. Now, you stay on the line, and Joe will get your details, but would you like a book or would you like an InnerTalk program to go with that ticket?
I would love an InnerTalk program, please.
Do you know which one?
I'm going to go for Maximum Weight Loss.
You got it. Maximum Weight Loss. And I'm not just going to send that to you as one CD. We're going to send you the 4 CD collection because there's the power. Okay?
Well, thank you.
Thank you for calling in, Michelle. We appreciate it. All right, let's jump to line 2. We have Doreen from Rock Hill, New York. Doreen, welcome to Provocative Enlightenment.
Hi, Eldon. It's so wonderful to talk to you. I want to send you many blessings on your new endeavor and let you know that I have enjoyed your show so much weekly that I often will listen to it a second or third time when it's on Hay House. So I really wish you the best.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much, Doreen. And we hope you'll stay with us. Follow us to the new
format.
Yeah. Got to be careful what I say here. Follow us where we go, okay? Doreen.
I absolutely will. Thank you.
Thank you. Would you like a book or a InnerTalk program to go with your free pass?
I'm old school. I would love a book.
We'll get you. Do you have one in mind, or would you like the latest, newest copy of? Well, no, we don't want to give you choices because you're going to get that one with your pass.
You know what? I will absolutely let you choose because I believe whatever the right one is, it'll come to me.
All right, great. We'll do that. I'll send you my very favorite, Doreen. We appreciate you calling in. Thank you very much, and we look forward to you joining us again in the future.
Absolutely.
All right. We don't really have enough time to take another call before the break. We have a hard break coming up. The computer has a way of just kicking us out and starting to run its own dialogue. So I have to be sensitive to that. When we come back from the break, we will just take your calls nonstop. The lines are lit up. But if you can't get through the first time, try a second time. We are going to do our best to greet as many of you as we can before the end of this show. We have a hard break, as I say. If I'm going to invite you once again to join us in our chat room, if you're not already there. Lots of fun going on, lots of conversation. You can do that by logging in to eldontaylor.com/chat. Do stay tuned. We'll be right back after a few words from some of our friends.
Unlock the power of your mind. This is Provocative Enlightenment with Eldon Taylor.
Welcome back. If you just joined us, we're sharing our favorite shows. But before we get back to the show, I want once again to invite you to join me on Facebook as a friend or a fan. I post regularly everything from where I am, what's on next, to the latest in science, technology, and consciousness studies, and from time to time, some of my own opinions about the world we live in. I also want to remind you to be sure and register to receive my free newsletter when you visit my site and register for the upcoming free teleseminar series, Breaking Limitations. I truly hope we can stay connected. So, all right. Now, before the break, we were taking phone calls, and we're going to get right back into it. Remember, if you have a show that was your preference, when I take your call, it'd be really nice to know who it was that you liked and what it was that you liked about that show. And as our first caller pointed out, you know, I have conducted this show from a standpoint of wanting to bring to you veracity, integrity in all that was said and conveyed. And so sometimes if I heard somebody say something that I disagreed with, or that was factually in error, I was quick to jump on that and bring it to your attention. You didn't always agree with me, and hey, that's great. I read letters on the air of people that unfriended me for comments I made. So if you're one of those people that, here's your chance to take a shot at me. Don't turn it down. All right. That said, let's go to the phone lines. We have Jane from Hell's Kitchen, New York. Welcome to Provocative Enlightenment, Jane.
Thank you very much, Eldon. Hello, Rev.
Hi, thanks.
I just wanted to come on and make sure that I told you guys how wonderful I think your relationship is. And also I appreciate the fact you're leaving. Not necessarily for, because you're going to a different format and everything like this, but you guys walk the walk. This wasn't comfortable for you, so you decided to change. And when you did this, you also taught many people who listen to you that they also can change, and everything will be fine.
Well, you are either very insightful or somewhat of a psychic, Jane, but we do appreciate your comments. Now, you probably don't know that my wife beats me every day, and that's what keeps me in line.
You wish.
I assumed that was it, yeah.
All right. We're going to give you tickets, of course, to the live online event. Would you prefer a book or a InnerTalk program?
An inner talk, but I have a problem.
Okay.
I can't decide between the healing and well-being or the exercise and being fit.
You can't decide. That's because they're really two sides of the same coin, aren't they? So you know what, Jane? I guess I just have to send them both to you, because if I don't, I know Mama Claus will.
You are
Isn't that
such
right?
a sweetheart. Thank you both, and I really appreciate listening to you in the new format, whatever it's going to be.
Well, great. We look forward to you joining us there then, too. Thanks, Jane, for calling.
Thank you. Bye, Ralph.
Be sure
Bye,
and stay on the line now so that Joe can get your details.
Okay.
All right. All right, let's go to line 4 and speak with Carla from Pahrump, Nevada. Pahrump, Nevada. That's where Art Bell used to broadcast from. Hi, Carla. Welcome to Provocative Enlightenment.
Hey, Eldon. I just want to say I'm never going to unfriend you on Facebook. So,
well, thank you very much, Carla. I like that.
Yeah, you have too many great posts, and I always it sends me off on an hour exploration every time you post something. But I enjoy them. I'd also like to say one thing I really enjoy about your show is that I can be assured it's not going to be a waste of an hour of my time. A lot of shows, like I'll tune in because I'll see the headline, and then I'll set it off in 15 or 20 minutes because I'm like going, oh, this is the same old crap. But yours is never the same old crap. So that's one reason I listen to you every week. And I'm going to continue. I've already gone to your website and signed up for your new program, your webinar and stuff. And so I'm on your email list. So keep me informed.
We will do that, Carla. We appreciate it. Was there a show or an episode, a line of thought that we investigated that you liked more than any other?
I really, and this is a personal preference, I really like the life after death things. And in fact, I can't even remember the guy you had on, the guest, but the Life After Death Project, I ordered that because I like the show, and I've watched it, but I was multitasking, so I have to sit down and watch it and absorb it because I missed the whole thing. So I really like those programs a lot because I believe that once we're free from the physical constraints of the body, that's when we really start to live.
You know, one of the things I know from comparative religion, every single traditional system out there at its core believes that, we are not going to make any progress at all in our lives until we reconcile the impermanent nature of this physical world and we come to grips with death. And, we live in a world where that's just something that most people don't even want to think about. And yet it is the quintessential first place to begin when it comes to, to realizing what your life really can possibly mean. So I agree with you, Carla. That was one of my favorites, too.
Yeah, okay, so keep it coming.
We'll do that. You stay on the line, and Joe will get your details. And now, wait a minute. We didn't. Did you want a book, or did you want an InterTalk program to go with that free pass?
I have most of your books. In fact, when I just ordered Mind Programming with that other thing, and I haven't even opened it yet. But I'm thinking, what will release fear? I saw the Healing Grief and Trauma. I don't know if that's the best one.
Well, probably not. We have a program specifically designed for fears, but since grief and trauma hits your attention button, I will see that you get them both.
Thank you so much.
You're wonderful. Thanks, Carla. We appreciate it. We'll look forward to hearing from you on a new show.
You will.
All right. Okay, let's, Carla, remember, stay on the line. All right, let's go to Claudia in Sonoma, California. Claudia, welcome to Provocative Enlightenment. What did you like or dislike about this show?
Eldon and Ravinder, I want to thank you so much from my heart. Your Provocative Enlightenment show, I've listened to it over the years, and it's really meant a great deal to me. And today's show is one of my favorites. The poems that you read, and the words on impermanence and so on are just very meaningful. And you've always brought us encouragement. And encourage us to witness, that which we believe inside and how it's created our lives. So I thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you indeed, Claudia. I'm looking at my screen, and you have a question having to do with cancer?
Oh, your InterTalk programs. I'm coming through recovery. I'm in radiation now. I'm in the final stages of the treatment, and I'll have to get back into the swing of life. And I really want to heal the core issues within, the things that cause the cancer, not just, the taking care of the symptoms and the tumors and all that. But I know that I had a hand and a part in the creation of this life lesson. And
do you have our cancer remission program now, Claudia?
What's that?
Do you have our cancer remission program now?
I don't know what that is, no.
Okay, well, we have a program for cancer remission. I'm going to see that you get that program together with a healing collection, a wellness program that actually has 8 CDs in it. And it's all about how we can choose our illnesses and how our behavior can underlie that and so on and so forth. And all of that said, I don't want you to walk away thinking you caused this because, well, that's not always the instance. Nevertheless, I will see that you get the program, and the data, statistical data from the research shows that you will benefit from it greatly. How is that?
That's marvelous. And someday I'll email you and tell you what's happening and how I can share this with other cancer patients.
I will look forward to that. I will look forward to that indeed, Claudia. I'll see that included in that is our cancer remission study. You will want to know just how successful that data is. You stay positive, and you be sure and email me and tell me all about it, okay? Stay on the line now, and Joe will get your details so that we can be sure we get that information to you, Claudia.
Again, thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's go to Jamal in Brooklyn, New York. Welcome to Provocative Enlightenment.
Hey,
what
Eldon.
was your favorite show?
Wow. Well, first off, I'm just so happy I got on in this last program. And I love you and your wife. And I like the way you tweet, and I love the room, and love everything. Okay, so
thank you, sir.
Yeah, I do. And we Facebook. You're right. When you're on Facebook, I think it was last week. You had said somebody wrote you a letter about how you are not like other authors. You actually engage and talk. This is true to the audience. It's very true because you really do the I am and everything. It's fun talking to you. I guess I don't remember the show, but I remember it was this. You had somebody on the program who was sort of validating psychics, and she had built up an organization or like a school or something where
that would be Julie. Yeah.
Okay, and so that was very intriguing because it was like I've had readings, and I people say either hit or miss, but for me it's always been hit. And so that this woman is doing this work that's sort of validating this energy out there. It was very good. I was very excited by that show.
Well, good, great. All right, Jamal. Now, what is it that we can give you besides a pass to our LOE?
Wow. When I called into the show, I was blind to the giveaway. I was just like, oh, last show, but I forgot about all this other stuff. Well, thank you for the LOE, for that seminar. And I have all your books, so that's true. I have most of your books, and I read them. You know what? On your website, I'm not sure if I'm looking at the right one. I'm looking at, because there's a couple of things, like for me. It's just so, recently I've been overwhelmed with a lot of things. Ending self-destructive patterns is calling to me, and also accelerated healing and health. Or I don't know if it's even something that's maybe broader, because for me, I'm a caregiver who's overwhelmed, wants to get started in my life again and not be so lonely and angry. So I don't know how to, because you have so many, I don't know how to really say, okay.
Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to send you, again, a multi-CD set. I think it's got 11 programs in it. It's called Pillars of Success. It includes both of those. I think you will find that everything you wanted comes in that Santa pack from Mama Claus. Is that right, Rav?
It is. That actually is one of my favorite collections, the Pillars of Success, because it does cover all the basics. Everything that you could want, the health, the prosperity, the manifesting, it's all right there. So that is the best. If you have just one collection, that one will do it.
It's sort of like a multivitamin for the brain, a little bit, where you get all the benefits without having to get one thing at a time. Because, thank you. That's all I can say. Thank you.
You're more than welcome, sir. Be sure and let us know how you like it, how you use it, and join us on our new network.
What I was going to say, that's why I called in today. The one that I got for Christmas a couple of years ago, my mother uses seasonally when she goes to dialysis, and so before that time of the year come around, she's feeling a little less energy. But when she puts on that time, whether it's the season or the CD, her mood and her energy lifts up. I wanted to say thank you for that too, because I gave her the CD so she can use when she's on the machine, and it can sort of balance her out, and she can listen to music, but also get those suggestions that are in there. And so I had to say thank you for that too.
Well, cool. Thank you, Jamil. We appreciate your feedback, indeed. All right. Blessings, my friend. We'll talk to you again soon, we hope, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Stay on the line. Joe will get your information. All right. Let's go to the next phone call. We have Dana from South Bend, Indiana. Welcome to Provocative Enlightenment, Dana.
Hello.
Hello. Lots of energy in that voice. I love it.
I am going to miss the most is both of your banter back and forth. I enjoyed that the most in your show.
Well, good.
Well, that's cool.
And the chat room.
And the chat room. Were you a regular in the chat room?
As often as I could be.
Well, that's great. That's wonderful. There's a great group of people in there.
Yes. That was my teacher, too. So please consider continuing that in the new format.
We will definitely do that, won't we, Princess?
Most certainly. We have the chat room. We'll have the chat room during breaking limitations as well. And yeah, no, the chat room is actually vital. I have met some wonderful people in there, and they have become real friends.
Good.
So thanks for coming in there, Dana.
Thanks for
Okay,
having
now,
me.
Dana, what can we give you besides that pass today?
I am, which I'm thankful for, I am going to have surgery on Thursday, and I'm really anxious about it. It's my 4th foot surgery, and I want to be positive about it, but I'm just anxious.
This Thursday?
Yep.
Wow. I get you pre and post surgery. Well, listen, I'm going to give you a phone number.
Okay.
And you call that number, 1-800. Could you write down?
Yeah.
1-800-964-3551.
Okay.
I will overnight you our pre and post op program. It's a program that we ran a pretty tight study on, and in 360 patients, chemical anesthetic requirements were lowered, post-secondary care almost diminished. It is a significant program. I will see that it airs out to you. So call as soon as you get off the phone. Well, stay on. Give Joe the info so he can give you the ticket. But then call that number.
Okay.
Tell him that I told you to call. And then give him your details so that I can see it's overnighted to you today, and that way you'll have it tomorrow.
Wonderful. Can you consider for the future putting Lloyd Globerman on your list of interviewed people?
You know, Lloyd is a friend of mine. In fact, he's the only author in our own catalog other than myself. And the answer to that is yes. I'd love to have Lloyd come on. I love Lloyd's work. Hypnoperipheral processing, I think his HPP line is a standalone, and we don't even try and do anything like it because I don't think it can be done better. So that's a good suggestion. I'd love to bring Lloyd on.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dana.
Bye,
and
guys.
remember, stay on the line for Joe now.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go to line 8 and talk to Sharon from Melville, New York. Welcome, Sharon.
Thank you so much for taking my call, and my hat goes off to both you and Ravinder for such a wonderful show, a format that I don't know of a show that I didn't like. I have learned so much from your books about my mind and how things are working in society. I love how you're not afraid to stand up and let us know about things that we may not be aware of. Just so much about you two are fantastic. I just thank you, and I'm so glad that you're continuing and that this isn't going to be the last time I get to listen to you.
Well, thank you very much, Sharon. No, and you stay connected, and we'll make sure you know where we are. So what can we help you with today, in addition to your ticket?
Well, thank you for the ticket. Anything that can help me learn faster, better, read faster, something to help me with my learning. That's the one thing that I really love to do, and I'd like to do more of it.
Oh, that's great. That's my favorite area, too. I consider myself a 24/7 perennial student. Learning is fundamental. That's what we're going to send you. It's a collection. You will.
Great.
I'm getting a look from my pretty bride here.
Only on the title, Smart and Sharp. That was all. It includes everything that you need for learning. So, yeah, that'd be absolutely perfect.
Okay, well, so we're in agreement on what we would say.
Totally.
Okay. So the program is I believe there are 9 actual programs on 8 CDs, could be 10 programs, but it is complete memory learning. You'll enjoy it, and you be sure and let me know what you think of it once you get it.
Okay, terrific.
All right, Sharon.
Thank you
Stay on
so
the line now for Joe, and thanks for your comments.
Oh.
All right, hurrying along here. I'd like to get as many as we can in. Let's go to Tammy in Portland, Oregon. Tammy, welcome to Provocative Enlightenment.
Hello.
Hi.
I wanted to tell you how much I appreciate you bringing all the facts for us to be able to look at. I've enjoyed all of your shows. I think you give a total different perspective on how we see things with our mind and how we feel things. And I just wanted to thank you for all the good work, and I will be following you in the future.
Oh, well, thank you, Tammy. We appreciate that. We try, too. All right. What can we help you with today in addition to your pass?
Well, I really enjoy the pillars of success. I've gone through open heart surgery at a young age, and I really want to keep a positive attitude and work on my health and my mind and my body. And so I'm always looking for ways to encourage that.
I love it when people know exactly what they want. Have you got her down for pillars?
Pillars of success, yes.
All right. You stay on the line, Tammy,
Thank you.
and Joe will take the details. We'll move on and see if we can't capture a few more calls before we're done with the day, huh? All right, Maria in Chicago, Illinois. Maria, welcome to Provocative Enlightenment. How are you today?
Hi, Eldon. Thank you so much for having me on. I want to be a testimonial to your weight loss program. I actually listened to your CDs a few months ago, the optimal weight loss, and they worked. I was really happy with the results. I'm actually thinner than I've ever been before. My doctor is shocked, but thank you for that, and I do believe in your CDs. But I'm going through this divorce, and I can't get over this sensation of being stuck. And I need help with that. But before I go on with that, actually, my favorite show that you had on was The Real Men in Black. When you had somebody on, and what they said, you'll never forget this, is that the government actually hires people, directors or movie people, to put these movies together so that when the truth does come out in the future, it's kind of not a hard blow of reality. Right. And so that was amazing and astounding. You've been my favorite show on Hay House. That's the only reason actually why I listen to Hay House. So I'll definitely be following you. And again, I just wanted to go back to that because I do believe in your CD that I actually purchased the anger one and the optimism one. But again, I just feel like I can't. There's something that's holding me, and I don't know what it is, and I can't move forward through this divorce in my home life and in work. I have my own business, and I just feel like I'm stuck. I'm in jail or something. It's just bizarre. So
what do you think, Ravinder? Is this a relationships collection, or is this a pillars?
I would say pillars, because again, Maria's talking about moving on, how you get beyond that. So yeah, you need to feel good about yourself. Yeah, most definitely.
But let's also include forgiving and letting go. Yeah, because that is, that's key to this. So, all right, we have a package that consists of about 9 CDs that will be on the way to you. Be sure you let us know what you think of it, and we appreciate your comments. And you were going to add something, Rav?
No, that was fine. The following call is what I was talking about.
You want me to get to right away. Okay. Maria, thank you very much for calling. Be sure and hang on. All right. We're going to go to Richard in Spokane, Washington. Richard, welcome to Provocative Enlightenment. Real quick, sir.
Well, you said quick. There's so many things I could say. I don't know how I could stop. You've been, I want everybody to know that if you're in tough times, Eldon's got so many resources, and you've been so very kind. And, this is way more than a radio show for me. You're like a friend, all the contacts on the Internet. I mean, you're kind of like a touchstone for me. As you know, I love to read and think, and sometimes it's a little lonely when you're kind of at the forefront of all that business. And it's just such an incredible place to have Eldon you to meet on Facebook and see the things you post and kind of have somebody to share this journey of learning as fast as you can.
Well, thank you, sir. And we're out of time. I'm going to have you hang on, stay on the line for Joe. He's going to get the info to get you out that pass. And then, Richard, you give my office a call, and I'll figure out, you and I, what it is that you would like otherwise. I'm going to flip the time real quick, like to the studio in just a second. I'll close earlier, let the studio actually wrap up the show. But I want you to know this. My wife and I both have sincerest thanks for Kyle, Joe, Mitch, Rocky, Steve, and all the other hardworking folks at Hay House Radio. And wherever you are in the world, always remember, believing in yourself always matters. To that, I give the time to the studio.
Hey, Eldon and Ravinder. The staff here at Hay House Radio would like to say a fond farewell to you both on this, your last live show with us. Over the years, we have really come to appreciate and value your wit, candor, knowledge, and grace as you have presented your work to the world. You brought something wonderful to Hay House Radio, and we wanted to send you our love.